Well, I think it's very prestigious. I did have something in the Avignon Festival. I made a piece with Camille, the singer. That was about 2 years ago, and that was beautiful. It was in the mines, it was really beautiful working. It was because it was outside of Avignon. It wasn't in the city. This is the first time I'm in a theatre. I've chosen to work in a theatre because this piece has a life after Avignon. And my experience in Avignon is that if the weather is really bad, the piece suffers. And I really wanted a black box for this piece. I wanted something very nondescript. I didn't want a space to dictate to me. Oh, I have to fight dance conventions. I think it's very important not to dance in a bubble. And I think that, and I think it's very important for dance to keep challenging what came before, what is happening now, and what's going to happen in the future. I don't think I'm radical. But I think the process that I put myself and the performers through in order to make a piece is quite, it's a challenge, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, for a long time the dancers don't dance, we talk. My first week of rehearsal is about talking. It has to be because I work with different new people all the time, so I have to get to know them and understand where they're coming from. For me, when I got to Senegal, I needed to try and understand the culture and the body within the culture, and so the piece changed a bit. It moved into another direction, and I was particularly interested in the Fête de Lyon. It's a traditional ceremony that they have, which they use now. For different reasons. You know, when there's a holiday, there's a Fête de Lyon, and basically it's a kind of a fairy tale. It's a traditional ceremony that they have around a fairy tale, and I found it very touching. And I find the Senegalese incredibly tolerant of one another, which is very different to where I come from. There's a forgiveness in South Africa, but there's a lot still of racism and conflict. So I come from a very different country. So for me, it was really reorganizing myself around where I was working. And the dancers are lovely. They're very generous. Yeah. So that's really what the piece is about. Not so much the body in its relations to space, but the body in its relation to culture. Space, I'm always working with that. I don't know a choreographer that doesn't work with that. Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, the piece was really about working with and trying to understand in Africa why so many women are raped and badly treated. I don't understand it. I don't understand how it's possible. I know in South Africa every 3 minutes a woman is raped. That's pretty bad. And I'm sure that's not even the full story. There's a lot of problems around raping gay women. It's called corrective rape. But it doesn't, when I got to Senegal, those aren't really the issues in Senegal. I mean, I'm not saying women don't get raped. In the rest of Africa they do. But for me, when I got to Senegal, I needed to try and understand the culture and the body within the culture. I mean, I think, you know, I think we take our subconsciousnesses wherever we go. And I'm sure that there is something, yeah, you know. I think living in, you know, being South African, being born in South Africa, coming from Eastern Europe, parents, living now in Berlin, working in France, I'm always reminded about history and about traditions, and so yeah, you know, I mean, I'm not sure how conscious it is anymore. I think when I was younger it was conscious, now I'm not sure if it's conscious. So yeah, it's my first time in Avignon, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's a bit daunting. I think that there's a sense of I feel everybody's watching, and I prefer to work more quietly.